Namaskar, my name is Apurva Mandal. Today's seminar presentation topic Howard Gardner's Multiple Intelligence Theory. My class roll number MF08, course Psychology of Planning and Development under guidance Artik Kumar Mandal, sir, Ramkrishna Mission Sikhan Mandir. Howard Gardner's introduction. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence represents a family of the cognitive theories of intelligence other than the factor theories. These theories provide a workable cognitive base, the understanding and explanation of human intelligence. Howard Gardner in 1983 transformed the field of education when he published Frames of Mind, the theory of multiple intelligence, where he suggested that all people have different kinds of intelligence through his view expressed in his theory. Howard Gardner early life. Howard Gardner was born in 1943 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He was very successful in school. As an early reader and writer, he produced a newspaper when he was in second grade and enjoyed writing and watching the page come out of the printer. His parents allowed him to make his own decision and trusted him. Although he was described as a gifted pianist, he found the responsibility associated with formal piano instruction burdensome. Even quite often, one of his teachers told him he had to practice 3 hours every day. But he never lost his love of music. In fact, his passion of music played a role in the beliefs he developed about multiple intelligence. Career of Howard Gardner at Harvard University. Gardner completed his professional training at Harvard University, where he focused on research involving gifted children and brain damaged adults. During his early career, he developed a prolific writer, and after he published Frames of Mind, his theory of multiple intelligence became popular all over the world. According to Gardner, intelligence means involves a person's ability to solve a problem or do something considered valuable in one or more cultures. In the early 1980s, he identified seven intelligence, and about a decade later, added an eighth, that is naturalistic intelligence. Gardner mentioned that the intelligence, linguistic intelligence, appear to be are most widely served by humans across the world because without linguistic skill in semantic, phonology, syntax, and pragmatics, people would have difficulty functioning with efficacy in the world. In contrast, the ability of gymnasts, mathematicians, musicians, and visual artists are often perceived as remote and even mysterious by the average person. He mentioned seven intelligence and later he added eight, that is naturalistic intelligence. First is linguistic intelligence or linguistic verbal intelligence. This type of human intelligence is responsible for all kind of linguistic competency, that is ability, talent, skill available in human beings. People with strong linguistic skill can use their native language and sometimes other language to understand people and express their thoughts. The student loaded with this type of intelligence may be to be demonstrated the features like below: are good at remembering writing, written and spoken information, enjoy reading and writing. That is a classroom where we found this type of linguistic intelligence, often use humor when telling stories. The second is logical mathematical. Scientists are examples are of strong in logical mathematical intelligence because they can manipulate numbers the way mathematicians do. They tend to have above average logical mathematical skill also because of their knowledge of causal system. In classroom, we found that logical mathematical intelligence are strong, that is enjoy thinking about abstract ideas like conducting scientific experiment, good at solving complex computation. The third is Spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence involves the skill people have to represent the spatial world. Especially intelligent people tend to become painters, sculptors, architects because there is more knowledge and depth knowledge about space and distance between two places. Spatial intelligence is often in certain sciences like anatomy and topology. And in classroom, where we found that good at putting puzzles together, good at interpreting pictures, graphs, charts, enjoy drawing, painting, and visual arts, recognize pattern easily. The fourth is musical. People with enhanced musical intelligence have a heightened ability to hear, recognize, and remember patterns. They think in music and cannot get it out of their minds. In Frames of Mind, Gardner indicated that musical intelligence emerges earlier than other intelligence. In classroom, where as a teacher, when apply this musical intelligence can identify the student have a good musical intelligence. There is some characteristic like enjoy singing and playing musical instrument, recognize musical patterns and tones easily, good at remembering songs and melodies, rich understanding of musical structure, rhythm and notes. And the sixth is interpersonal. The interpersonal intelligence involves one's ability to understand others. People strong in his intelligence can detect the other people mood, intention, desire. This intelligence is especially important for individuals who deal frequently with people like teacher, clinician, salespeople. In classroom, our teacher can identify the student based interpersonal intelligence in this characteristic, good at communicating verbally, skill on non-verbal communicator, see situation from different perspective, create positive relation with others, good at resolving conflict in groups. It's interpersonal. At enhanced understanding of oneself is characteristic of someone strong in the interpersonal intelligence. A developed interpersonal intelligence enables people to anticipate how they would react, experience, and how to choose their responses that can be beneficial. It also helps people to avoid the difficulty they might encounter. Interpersonal intelligence, the student process this type of intelligence may be found like features, good at analyzing their strengths and weakness, enjoy analyzing theories and ideas, excellent self-awareness, clearly understand the basis of their own motivation, feelings, and the last is naturalist, which added later, uh, that is eighth intelligence, that is naturalistic. According to Gardner's, the naturalistic intelligence refers to the ability to recognize and classify plants, minerals, and animals, including rocks and grass and all varieties of flora and fauna. The ability of recognizing cultural artifacts like cars and snake cars may also depend on the naturalistic intelligence. Some people from an early age are extremely good at recognizing and classifying artifacts. For example, we all know kids who at 3 or 4 are better at recognizing dinosaurs than most adults. Criticism of multiple intelligence theory. There is some criticism of multiple intelligence theory involving the connection between different faculties. Some scholars believe that since there is correlation between test of ability, there is a level of general intelligence that people have. However, Gardner has expressed skepticism about this correlation, arguing that almost all tests focus primarily on logical and linguistic faculties. According to Gardner, the extent to which various intelligence are correlated is unknown. In Frames of Mind, Gardner summarized some of the common criticism of his theory and offered his response. One of the objection critics mentioned involved using the word intelligent. For instance, critics say that talent would be more appropriate word to describe the ability to gifted dancer. Gardner's response is that, assuming a narrow definition of intelligence, people would like to regard the abilities that fall outside this definition as less valuable. Implication of multiple intelligence sophisticated. Gardner theory of multiple intelligence carry quite wide and useful application in terms of its use in education of the learners with a number of variations and differences in their intelligence, abilities, strength, talent, and capacity. In 1997 interview, Gardner described the implication of his theory of multiple instances for how some school might provide instruction. At the start of interview, he emphasized that primary role of the school is to promote the learning of content and to develop the skills students will need and use after they graduate. However, whatever students learn in school are likely to forget unless they take an active role. To be active requires them to ask questions, participate in hands-on activity, and recreate and transform information as needed. Unfortunately, exams do not necessarily measure the extent to which students are involved in active learning. Can do well on an exam by memorizing information, which they will likely forget after a few years. In contrast, students who make a prediction, conduct an experiment, analyze the data, and see result develop a skill, knowledge like to last for a much longer period. Thank you.